Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Eunice Cardinal Stadium. Here as the Eunice Cardinals are hosting the Lovington Wildcats in a Lee County battle here in Eunice today. My thing just went off. There we go. Now I'm back on. We are getting a somewhat late start, and I apologize to everyone out there that listens to our broadcast. I got stuck in court until late, so. The first batter for these Lovington Wildcats has already been up, and he has driven it out into center field. Gio Chacon is there for the Eunice Cardinals to make that catch, and that will take down the first batter for these Lovington Wildcats. We do not have a roster yet. You want to get with Heath and see if you can get a roster over?
I can't hear anything.
Okay, and I'll mess with your thing here in just a minute. With that said, we are trying to get up and running. We've got the second Lovington batter, and we do not have a list of those yet, but we've got the second Lovington batter in the box, the left-hander, number 1. Here comes the pitch. That ball's going to be outside. Who do we have on the mound up there? Number 10, Zeke Benton. Zeke Benton is on the mound today for these Eunice Cardinals. Right-hander, typically throws fairly well for these Cardinals. See if he continues that today. That pitch is right down the middle. Okay, so that is 2 balls, 1 strike. We've got 1 out here as the first batter flew out to center field. Here comes Benton. He's ready. He kicks and delivers again. That ball's driven right down the first base line. It will be a foul ball. So that ball's fired back over to Benton. Tucker picks that ball up and fires it back over to the pitcher. Benton back on the mound. He is ready. Here comes the kick and the delivery to the left-handed batter. That ball curves back across there, and they're going to call strike 3. Interesting note for today's games, we do not have an umpire behind the plate. Yesterday we had 1 umpire, and he worked from behind the plate. We saw some interesting calls out in the field. Today we've got 1 umpire. We have nobody behind the plate. The ump is working from out near second base. So here comes the third batter. 2 up, 2 down so far. Benton throws that first pitch in there, a breaking ball that does not get across the plate, so that'll be ball 1. Here goes Benton working quickly again. He throws that one slightly inside. That will be ball 2. So Benton behind this third batter here. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here. Top half of the first. Here goes Benton. He takes the sign, the kick, and the delivery is swung on and fouled deep over into the parking lot. If you're an insurance company and you're looking to sponsor some radio advertising, this is your field right here, because we always put some dings and dents on some vehicles out there in the parking lot. So that Cardinal batter is back in the box, that Wildcat batter is back in the box. Benton takes a look in at the sign. He likes it. Here comes the pitch. That ball's right across the middle, but apparently it was a little bit high. So that's 3 balls, 1 strikes. We've got 2 outs here to the third batter for these Wildcats. Lovington comes into this game with only 1 win on the season. Here's the pitch. That ball's high and inside. I thought that was going to be ball 4, but apparently not. Apparently that was ball 3. So now I look up there, it looks like we've got a full count. And they called strike. The batter didn't like it. He's looking out there at the referee and making motions, throws his bat across the ground. He was not happy with that call. With that said, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors. So let me get the paperwork here up and running for that.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice Cardinal Field. Here where the Eunice Cardinals are hosting the Lovington Wildcats. We got kind of a late start today, and I apologize for that. I had some long-winded attorneys in the courtroom today that did not want me to make this ball game, but we have done our best to get here and get up and running. We've also got TJ Miracle and Don Morgan sitting over to our left today. They are handling a broadcast on behalf of Lovington here. So we've got a lot of broadcasters here. With me today is Ovi Ontiveros, the young man that's a junior here on the track team, is alongside me, helping me today. He's over here trying to get our rosters and whatnot lined out. We were, like I said, we were a little late getting up and running today, so we apologize to that. We're going to do our best to catch up. He is putting the book together so that we can keep up with what's happening. Lovington has first three batters, 3 up, 3 down, and as we mentioned, we have one umpire on the field today, and he has chosen not to stand behind the plate. It's kind of an interesting thing. He's out in the middle infield, and he's calling balls and strikes from in between second and home plate, similar to what you see sometimes in slow pitch softball. So he's calling them from out there. I know that last call that was called strike 3 on the number 3 batter, the Lovington batter did not like it. He instantly barked out something out there, was shaking his head and making some comments at the umpire. And before he kind of tossed his bat over to the side, wasn't very happy. So looks like Lovington's warmed up here. We've got Hayden Dean, the senior, who's on his way to play some college football next year. He's going to be stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Who do we have pitching today,
Aceves. Is it 16, I believe?
Okay, Aceves, number 16. All right, Aceves, I heard TJ say next door. So Aceves kicks and fires. Here comes the first pitch. He fouls that one right back toward me. I thought it got me right between the eyes. Luckily, we've got some netting and some glass here in front of us that prevents that. So Dean will step back into the box now, down 0-1 here after that foul ball. Aceves, the pitcher for Lovington, takes a look at the catcher. He gets the sign. Here he goes. He kicks, and here comes the pitch. That ball's inside for ball 1 on Dean. So Dean even ups the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Dean steps back into the box. He really likes to get way inside and way back in the box. The right-hander, he takes a look. He's ready. Here comes the pitch. Dean swings at that ball, and that is fouled back over another ball that is headed into the parking lot. You insurance companies looking to sponsor some baseball, this is the field for you, because we put dings and dents in cars every game here. In fact, almost every inning a car gets dinged back here behind us. So any of you insurance companies out there looking to do some sponsoring of baseball, you need to get a hold of the Noel Mark Broadcasting in Hobbs, because we've got just your coverage here. Dean's back in the box. Aceves back on the mound. He is ready. He takes the sign. Here comes the pitch. Dean slams that ball right down the third base line, but it is going to be fouled off. So it is 1 ball, 2 strikes here, the bottom half of the first. No score for Lovington in their top half of the first. Eunice now got their first batter up. The leadoff batter, Hayden Dean, the senior, number 7. The quarterback on the Eunice Cardinal football team this year that went undefeated and won. So here goes the pitch from Aceves from Lovington. Dean slams that ball high, pop fly around half of the first. So Dean flies out to third base. Jorge Ontiveros steps up to the plate. Ontiveros is number 24 on his jersey, but he's number 1 in our hearts. That's what he tells us every time he sees us. So Ontiveros steps up. He gets in the right-handed batter's box. He is ready. Aceves, the pitcher from Lovington, working quickly on the mound. He's already got the sign. Here comes the kick and the first pitch to Ontiveros. Inside ball 1. As we mentioned previously, we do have an interesting situation here as we have one umpire and he's standing out near second base calling balls and strikes from there. So interesting thing. Aceves is ready. He's taking the sign. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That ball swung on and it's going to be shot right over the second baseman into right field. So Ontiveros reaches first base on a nice little base hit just over the head of the second baseman. So Eunice has got a runner at first in Ontiveros, and Conager Pierce steps up to the mound, number 13. Pierce took one heck of a shot yesterday in his first at-bat. He knocked it into the cow pasture out here over left field. So Pierce steps up to the plate. He's ready to go. Aceves the pitch. Here it comes. Pierce takes a swing at that one. He knocks it foul down the left field line. It is foul ball for strike number one. And once again, Pierce yesterday hit one of the longest shots I've seen at this stadium probably ever. He hit it over that left field fence, and I think it landed out there with the cattle. So anyway, Pierce is back in the box. Aceves, the pitcher from Lovington, is ready. He takes a look over at Ontiveros on first, see if he can keep him back over there. Here comes the pitch. Pierce drives that ball right up over the second base line, and so that'll get Ontiveros to second easily. So now Pierce with the base hit, Ontiveros with the base hit. We've now got runners at first and second. So Tucker will step up to the plate. One out, cleanup hitter Tucker up. So Tucker will step into the box. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner here. I'm not sure who that one is. Who is that, O?
Sammy Monsalve.
Oh, okay. Monsalve, number 20, will be headed over to first base. Monsalve usually has his Palomano haircut hanging out the back, and today he's got it up in a bun or something. I didn't see it. That's why I didn't recognize him. We've got Rosendo Caballero, the school board member, showing up here to cheer on his son and the Cardinals. And they try to pick off attempt at the second base, trying to pick off Ontiveros. Kind of a sharp little sly pickoff move there from Aceves, the pitcher from Lovington. Ontiveros gets back in there safe. If he'd have thrown that on the other side of the base, it might have been different for Ontiveros. But Ontiveros back in there safely. Runners at first and second. Tucker is at the plate. The right-hander is ready. Aceves, the pitcher, takes a look at home, and here comes the pitch. He throws that ball inside for ball number. Oh, no, he called it a strike. He called it a strike. Yeah, so he the ump stood there for a couple of seconds, and then he pointed as in to call a strike. So that's going to make it no balls, one strike, one out. Here in the bottom half of the first, two runners on. Tucker at the plate. Here comes the pitch. That ball's going to be outside, so that'll make it one ball, one strike, one out. We got a lot of ones up there on the board right now. Tucker steps back into the box. Runners at first and second. Aceves, the pitcher for Lovington, takes a look at the catcher. He likes the sign. Here comes the pitch. Tucker takes that ball inside up near the elbows. So that's going to be two balls, one strike, one out. No runs here scored so far. We are still in the first inning, bottom half of the first. Runners at first and second for these Eunice Cardinals. Tucker's ready. Aceves has the sign. Here comes the pitch. That ball swung on and missed. So that'll even up the count at two balls, two strikes, one out. Once again, we got runners at first and second. Tucker, the cleanup batter for these Cardinals, up at the plate. The right-handed batter. He's facing the right-handed pitcher, Aceves. Aceves for Lovington. These Lovington Wildcats. He's ready. He takes the sign. Here comes the kick and the pitch. And that ball's going to be outside. So that'll make it three balls, two strikes, and one out. So 3-2-1 usually equals contact. So we'll see what happens here with Tucker, the right-handed batter. Tucker back in the box. He's ready. Aceves takes a look at the catcher. He gets the sign. He's ready. Here goes the kick and the pitch. And there's a drive just over the third baseman's head, but it is going to be foul. So that ball just a little bit foul. The third baseman made a real good effort for that ball, but could not come up with it. So Eunice, or Tucker, staying alive here for Eunice. Three balls, two strikes, one out. Tucker steps back into the batter's box. Aceves, the pitcher for Lovington, back on the mound. Tucker's ready. He's in that right-handed batter's box, way back and way inside on the box. Aceves takes the sign, takes a look in. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That ball's right over the middle. It's popped up toward the second baseman. You got the first baseman, second baseman, both over there for it, and they make the catch. So that'll be out number two. You got runners at first and second. Looks like we got two outs here. Who do we have coming up next? Chance Tucker?
Chance Tucker, the brother.
Okay, so little Tucker comes up to the plate now. He pitched for us yesterday and did a really good job. So Runners at first and second. Little Tucker up to the plate now, the right-hander, the number 5 batter. He steps into the batter's box. He's ready. Aceves takes the sign. Here comes the pitch, and he bings Tucker. That'll send Tucker down to first. And I tell you what, we've seen more hit-by-pitch batters here in the last couple days than I've seen in a 24-hour period in a long time. Yesterday, Hayden Dean got hit either 3 or 4 times in one game.
In one inning.
Yeah, yeah, he got hit, I think, 2 or maybe 3 in one inning.
It was 3 in one inning, and he walked on his 4th.
Yeah, it's the amount of people that I've seen hit by pitches in the last 24 hours is just amazing. So, with that said, the bases are now loaded. Who do we have up, Oh?
That is Zeke Benton.
Zeke Benton, the pitcher. So we got a pitcher versus pitcher duel here. Here comes the first pitch, and it's going to be low and outside. So that'll be ball 1 to Benton, the pitcher. Bases loaded, 2 outs. This is an interesting situation here. No runs have scored here. We're in the bottom half of the first. Lovington went 3 up, 3 down. Benton, the pitcher, responsible for part of that. He's at the mound now. That ball's going to be outside for ball. Oh,
Strike.
no, I think he gave a delayed call there. I think he now 1 strike. So the ump has a really delayed signal that he does out there where we're all saying ball and then we see him point. So once again, he's standing out near second base making these calls. There's a swing on and a miss. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Zeke Benton, the pitcher, he could really help himself out here with either a walk or a hit. I mean, something would really help his cause. So Benton back up in the right-handed batter's box. Aceves, the pitcher for Lovington, is on the mound. He takes the sign. Here comes the kick and the pitch. Oh, that ball's going to be off the knuckles. It's popped right up toward the pitcher, and they make the catch. So that'll be 3 outs left. The bases loaded here for the Eunice Cardinals. So with that said, we'll have a moment for a word from our sponsors. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal Baseball.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Are you looking for a reliable and trustworthy auto shop? Check out Zia Auto Shop in Eunice. Zia Auto Shop specializes in lube and tires and accessories. They accept fleet company maintenance cards and do washing and detailing. Next time you need a dependable tire or lube service for your vehicle, Zia Auto Shop has you covered. All the services you need, call 394-0298 for all your lube, tire, and accessories. That's 394-0298. Zia Auto Shop, 1800 Main Street in Eunice, proud supporters of the Eunice Cardinals and Lady Cardinals.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice Cardinal Stadium here in Eunice, New Mexico, where Eunice is hosting Lee County rival Lovington. The Lovington Wildcats are here. That first inning, Eunice able to take down Lovington in the top half, 3 up, 3 down. Then Eunice ends up loading the bases before getting their 3rd out, but no runs are scored, so 0-0. Lovington will have their cleanup batter on the at the plate. Who will that be? Oh,
That is
number 20.
20.
Yep.
You could try and pronounce that.
Tavera? Maybe Tavera. Looks like Tavera for Lovington will be up. Number 19, Tejada, will be on deck for these Lovington Wildcats. Looks like we've got Pierce behind the plate again. Conager Pierce, that is his place right there. And I tell you what, he has got a cannon. When he throws that ball down to second base, it is a rocket about 3 foot off the ground all the way, and it lands every time about 6 inches high above the second base, right where it needs to. So it's an interesting situation when Pierce starts firing that ball from behind the plate. So here he is. He's back in there. So Tavera's back in the box. Here comes the pitch. That ball's going to be outside for ball 1. Oh, no, he called strike. He has a delayed call out there, and I end up calling it a ball and then figure out that he's calling it a strike. So which is a good deal for the Eunice Cardinals. So no balls, 1 strike. Here comes pitch number 2. That ball's driven foul straight back into the net. Had Lovington people ducking over there in the bleachers. So no balls, 2 strikes here. So Benton ahead of this batter 0-2. This is the cleanup batter for these Wildcats. And once again, we mentioned to everybody that's watching at home, there is no ump behind home plate. So here comes the pitch. That pitch is a little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And once again, there's no home plate umpire today, so they're calling it from out near second base. And
couple of last weird games, huh?
Yeah, we've seen some weird stuff. There's a swing on and miss on the curveball. That'll be strike 3. He takes down Tavera, who's the cleanup batter. So 1, 2, 3, 4 batters straight down for these Wildcats. Benton, who's pitching,
Yeah,
right?
Benton.
Benton has been able to take them down so far, 4 up, 4 down. Here comes the catcher to the plate. Tejeda steps into the right-hand box. Benton rocks and fires. That ball straight down the middle for strike 1. So 0-1 here. Benton staying ahead of these batters, doing good work so far. So he's back up in there. Here we go. We're working quick. There is a pitch across. That's ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. We got 1s across the board.
Gotta wait for that.
Yeah.
Delayed call.
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely a delay when it comes across there. So there's a breaking ball, 4 strike 2. So Benton quickly ahead of this batter. He has struck out the last batter, which was the number 4 batter. This is the number 5 batter here. There's the pitch. It's driven right over to the shortstop. Tucker comes up firing, fires it over to first, and he will get him out. So that takes him down. That is out number 2. Great play there by young Tucker. Little Tucker comes forward, picks up that ball on the run, and fires it across over to, who's at first today? Other Tucker?
Yes.
So we've got Other Tucker on first. So Tucker and Tucker, that was the Tucker-Tucker combo. So Tucker combo here for out number 2. So far, we've seen 5 batters from these Wildcats, and they've all 5 had to go over and get them a drink of water and take a seat in the dugout. Here comes a pitch right down the middle for strike number 1. Benton doing work on the mound here against these Wildcats. 5 up, 5 down so far. So Benton's already ready. He's working quick. Here comes the pitch. They square around, going to try to bunt it, and he's bunted and missed.
Weird time to bunt a ball.
Yeah. So that's going to make it 0-2, 2 outs. I think Lovington's just trying to figure out some way that they might be able to get somebody on base. Ooh.
Oh, caught a little high.
All right, so that ball was called ball. Benton was already headed for the dugout. So 2 away here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So that's swung on and missed. That'll be strike 3. So Eunice doing work here. 6 batters up, 6 batters sat down for the Benton. And so Eunice 0-0 will move into the bottom half of the second. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal Baseball on the Knoll Mart Broadcast Network.
Eunice Public Schools is proud of their Eunice Cardinals, the Eunice community, and the staff of Eunice Schools. Eunice Public Schools has anchored itself as an integral part of the Eunice community and takes school safety very seriously. Eunice Schools have continually provided a quality education for the students of Eunice through good times and bad. The Eunice School District appreciates the Eunice community, and they're proud of their Eunice Cardinals. Eunice is on the move. Are you ready?
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Eunice, New Mexico. Eunice High School, the Cardinals, hosting the Lee County rival to the north, Lovington. Eunice comes into this game on a pretty good run. They lost the first game of the season, have not lost a game since. In fact, they've just been tearing most of their opponents up. Lovington has had a rough year so far, where Eunice has one loss. Lovington has one win coming into the year. While we've got a minute, we'd like to mention our Eunice Cardinal history, a little bit of Eunice Cardinal history. Eunice has the most state championships in baseball in New Mexico history. They've won 17 state championships. They've also got 2 runs for most consecutive state championships at 6, back from 67 to 72, and they've got 4 from 62 to 65. That is 6th in the nation. And what's interesting enough about that stat is if you take out 1 year right there in the middle, Eunice would have had a 10 run, which would have put them in the top 2 in the nation in historical national championships. With that said, got a bunch of other records and neat little things that we'll talk about as the game goes on that I definitely like to mention here with these Eunice Cardinals. We got Marcus Tercero stepping up to the plate. The junior, he's ready. Cousin of O, he's ready. We'll see what kind of work he does. O's got a couple of cousins out there. Between O and me, we got a few cousins out there running around on the field. Tercero steps into that right-hander's batter's box. He's ready. The pitcher, Aceves, on the mound for the Wildcats. He rocks and fires. Here's the pitch. That ball's going to be high for ball 1. So Tercero takes ball 1. Here we are in the bottom half of the second. There is no score. Tercero steps out, takes a couple of check swings, and he steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Tercero back in there now. He's ready. Aceves steps up on the hill. He takes the sign. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That ball's going to be, I believe, slightly outside, so that'll be ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs here in the bottom half of the second. Tercero steps up back into the right-handed batter's box. That right fielder looks like he's quite a ways back there today. Here comes the pitch. That ball's going to be outside. It gets away from the catcher, but there is nobody on, so no big deal. 3 balls, no strikes, no outs. So we've got a little pitcher-catcher toss going on right here. Neither one of them can throw or catch, I guess, at this point. They're struggling a little bit. Anyway, there's nobody on, no big deal. Here we go. We got Tercero back in the right-handed batter's box. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That ball's going to be high for ball 4. So Tercero walks on 4 straight pitches. He heads down to first. Number 2, Gio Chacon, the junior, steps up into the right-handed batter's box. Tercero over on first. No outs. Eunice gets their first base runner of the bottom half of this second. First batter gets on base. So Chacon, who often umps Little League Baseball, the Little League ump is up in the right-handed batter's box, and he is ready. He squares away, going to bunt. That ball's going to be outside. That ball, I don't know if that was meant to be a pitch out, but it ended up being a pitch out. I think it was an accidental one, but the ball was out far enough. They had the hit and run coming. They were going to try to get Chacon to bunt and send Tercero to second. The ball was too far outside for Chacon to get a play on the ball with that bunt. So I would guess we'll probably see the same thing. So Chacon's back in the right-handed batter's box. Tercero with a pretty good lead over there at first. That ball's going to be thrown in there for strike number 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the bottom half of the second, Gio Chacon in that right-handed batter's box. He steps back in there. Well, now he steps back out, takes a look over at Coach Reynolds. Coach Reynolds gives him the sign. Looks like he's got an oversized phone or tablet he's trying to stick in his back pocket. Chacon's back in there and ready. Aceves takes a look over at Tercero, who's on first. He's looking at him multiple times. Here comes the pitch. That ball swung on and driven into right field. Great hit there by Chacon. Tercero ain't stopping. He comes up running, and he got him.
Oh.
So they threw Tercero out at third. So big throw there from the right fielder. Wildcats. He makes a big throw all the way from deep right field. Throws out Tercero over there at third.
It's a great throw.
Yeah.
No cutoff, no anything. Straight to third perfectly, right
Yep.
where he needed to be.
Yeah, no cutoff man, no nothing. Just a one-hopper right in there to third base. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, Tresero's out. Chacon standing on second. And there's a big shot to Stinson. Stinson takes it, and he drives it right over to the left fielder, who makes a great catch. So that's 2 outs. Quickly 2 down for these Cardinals. That was Sean Stinson, who really made great contact with the ball, but unfortunately for him, he drove it straight at the left fielder for these Wildcats, who had to do nothing but stick his glove out and let it land in it. So now we're back to the top of the lineup. Heath Dean, I'm giving Heath a shout out again over there. He's liking me over there. He's getting some airtime. So Hayden Dean steps up to the plate. Daddy Heath's over here to the left of me. Hayden, the senior, on his way to play some college football soon, but right now we'll settle for him hitting a baseball. He steps into the box and he's ready. He fouls that ball straight back into the screen. Strike one. No balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second. No score. Gio Chacon got a stand-up double earlier. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, when he did that, the leadoff runner, Tresero, trying to get over to third, got thrown out. So we've got 2 outs here. Dean back up at the plate. He's way back in the box and way inside. He's ready. Here comes the pitch. That ball is outside, and it skips all the way back, and that'll advance Chacon over to third. So Gio Chacon over on third after a double, and then advanced over on a passed ball. So here we go. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. No score here. The senior, Dean, the quarterback, captain of the football team, big leader for this Eunice Cardinal team. He is at the plate. We need a hit from him at this point. Here comes the pitch. Dean drives that ball straight down the third base line. Dean's booking it over toward first, and a great play by the first baseman, who digs out that throw that was in the dirt. Anyway, great play there by the first baseman. That'll be 3 outs through 2 innings. No score here. Eunice Cardinal baseball on the Knollmark Broadcast Network.
Continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Eunice.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice Cardinal baseball here in Eunice, New Mexico, as the Eunice Cardinals are hosting northern Lee County rival Lovington. The Lovington Wildcats come into this game with only 1 win on the season. Eunice just the opposite. They come in with only 1 loss. As we continue on some of this historic notes, I do want to bring notice to a couple of players that Eunice has had through history that have done some really great things. I mentioned Tyler Almaguer. Tyler Almaguer is sitting right now number 4 in the NMAA all-time with hits in a career with 173. He also is number 5 all-time with 41 doubles in a career. He is number 3 all-time with 10 triples in a season. He's number 2 all-time with 20 triples in a career. Number 1 all-time with 13 RBIs in a game versus Dexter. That's always a good one to do it with. Number 7 all-time with RBIs in a career with 131. So a pretty great career and numerous other things, couple of no-hitters. I mean, when it comes to pitching, strikeouts in a career, he's number 1. Strikeouts in a season, he's number 2. And I think it's always interesting to see someone like Trevor Rogers on there as far as, Tyler at one point is sitting above him and below him on the NMA record. So pretty neat career by Tyler Almaguer here with these Cardinals. So Eunice's pitcher throws that first pitch in there for a strike. Second pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. So
Aceves is up to bat.
Yeah, Aceves, the pitcher. So we got a pitcher versus pitcher duel here. And Benton on the mound. That ball's fouled off. So still 0-2. So Benton on the mound. Zeke Benton pitching today. So far, every batter he has faced has went down. So we'll see if we keep that going here in this inning. The top of the third. That ball curves in there but doesn't quite get back in soon enough for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Once again, we've got an umpire standing out near second base. He's the only one on the field. We don't have 2, so there's no umpire behind home plate. He's calling balls and strikes from second base. So that ball's going to miss just high. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to the leadoff batter of the third inning. So Aceves, the pitcher for Lovington, at the right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch, and that one almost takes his head off.
Had a couple of those like that yesterday, too.
Yeah, Aceves was headed for first base, and I was confused. I thought maybe it hit something that I didn't see. But anyway, that's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Pitcher versus pitcher duel here. Benton ready. Here comes the pitch. That ball's fired right down the middle. But Aceves fouls it down the first base line. So he stays alive here, number 16, and the pitcher, Aceves, for these Lovington Wildcats. You've got number 9, Marcus, in the on-deck circle, taking some practice cuts over there. Benton is ready. He looks in at Pierce, takes the sign. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That ball breaks through. It's going to be high. Ball 4. So Aceves heads over to first base.
This is the first time Lovington has any runners on base.
Yeah, pretty good deal up to this point. They've kept everybody off the bases. So Marcus steps up to the plate. Aceves over on first, no outs, top of the third. Zeke Benton on the mound. He looks in, fires that pitch, going to be slightly outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Here to the second batter of the third inning. Aceves over on first, takes the lead. Tucker slides in behind him. He's going to try to hold him on first. Benton takes a look over. Here comes the pitch. They square around, going to bunt it. And they've got him, so they fired him out. I tell you, Pierce has got an absolute cannon, and if these people want to test him, I'm telling you, they better watch some video on him because you don't see many people steal bases on Pierce. He fires them out every single time. I think I've seen like maybe one person steal a base on him. It just doesn't happen very often, so they better go get him some track spikes if they're going to try to steal bases on Pierce. All right, so 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. All right, so the left-handed batter back in the box. Here comes the pitch. That ball breaks in, but it doesn't break in enough. So that's gonna 1 ball, 2 ball, 2 strikes, evened up the count. We've got 1 out here in the top half of the third. Morales at the plate, takes a look out. Benton with the kick and the pitch. That ball's called strike. So that's strike 3, I thought.
Or strike 2.
Maybe not.
I had strike 1 here.
Oh, did you?
So
okay.
It's strike 2 now.
All right, so we'll say it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here we go. That was strike 3 for sure. So that'll send that Morales over to the dugout for a little bit of big league chew.
Amazing pitching by Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke's doing an amazing job. He's allowed 1 base runner so far in this game, and Pierce took care of that guy. So we'll have number 11. That's going to be Para. Para steps up to the plate. Benton rocks, and here comes the fire, and that is in there for strike 1. So strike 1, these Wildcats seem content with watching strikes fly by, which is good for these Eunice Cardinals. So Para steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch from Zeke, and that's a big breaking ball, and they swing and miss. Nothing but air there. I felt the fan up here. It's already kind of cool in this box. But Benton is on the mound. He's working quickly. Para, the right-handed batter, back in the box. He's ready. He swings at that one and misses. So he could have went ahead and ran, but he didn't. They throw it over to first, and he is out. So 3 batters saw, 3 batters out again. We'll listen to a word from our sponsors. Thank you to these who make this broadcast possible.
There's a friendly small-town atmosphere, great schools and churches, and a low cost of living. The entire community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. The Eunice Department of Motor Vehicles' new office hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. No testing on Friday. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Eunice, New Mexico, where your Eunice Cardinals are hosting the Lovington Wildcats. I'm Jimmy Jones here with Ovi Ontiveros, the five-time qualified track young man, the junior. He's up here helping me today. I want to continue to talk about some of our record setters in past history. Tyler Almaguer, we mentioned earlier, stolen bases in a career. He's number one in the NMAA history books in multiple categories, but including stolen bases. He's got the second lowest ERA of a career of any pitcher in New Mexico history. He's number one in strikeouts in a career as a pitcher. He's number two in strikeouts in a game, number 5 in strikeouts in a game, number 2 in strikeouts in a season, number 7 in strikeouts in a season, and number 10. So that's 3 pretty dang good seasons for his career. So pretty neat stuff. I always like to mention the young folks that come out here and do a good job for these Cardinals. I also note that we've got Mason Caperton up here in the box with us, and he's now pitching over at New Mexico State University. We tried to ask him earlier if he could grab a jersey and jump out there and pitch a couple innings, but the way Benton's pitching today, we might not need him.
Yeah.
So the Wildcats out here warming up. They are throwing it down. That was a very interesting throw down there. I'm not sure. I think he was trying to bean the third baseman that was standing over there beside the mound. But anyway, so it looks like we've got Jorge Ontiveros, the number 2 batter. Number 24 on the field, but number 1 in our hearts. I always have to say that because that's his line. He steps up to the plate, the right-hander. Yesterday, Jorge popped out quite a bit. We'll see if he can get the ball on the ground or drive a few today. So he steps into the right-handed batter's box. Aceves, the pitcher from Lovington, fires that one off the knuckles of Ontiveros. It's headed over to second. They pick it up and sling it over, and they get him. So that is a called out there at out number 1 at first. Ontiveros really hustled down the line and almost got there, but Lovington made a good play and was able to get him out. So first batter up is out, and we'll have Conacher Pierce, the catcher, stepping up here into the right-handed batter's box. And once again, I keep mentioning that home run that he hit yesterday was a rocket out of this place. So Pierce steps up to the plate. He's 1 for 1 so far today, and he almost got a hit in the head that time. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Pierce steps back in. He's standing on the very back line of that right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch from Aceves. He kicks, and here is the pitch. That ball's driven high above first base. The first baseman standing under it. He's going to easily make that catch for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down so far here in the bottom half of the third. They just haven't been able to drive any shots out through the field today. They've been hitting them either high or right over at defenders. So it looks like we've got Tucker, the cleanup batter, stepping up to the plate for the Cardinals. Tucker steps in. He's in the right-handed batter's box. Aceves working quick from the pitcher's mound for the Wildcats. He throws that first pitch outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. No runs scored here so far. We're in the bottom half of the third. The cleanup batter, Tucker, at the plate. Tucker steps in. He's ready. Here comes Aceves. He takes a look. He kicks and fires. That ball's driven right at the shortstop. So shortstop grabs that ball, and that'll be out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Cardinals. Let's hear a word from our sponsors. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal Baseball on Knollmark Broadcasting.
Eunice Clinic is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards!
Parker Energy, family owned and operated since 2006. Their team is known for their hard work and dedication, big enough to meet your needs for transport, pump trucks, vacuum trucks, and disposal services. Parker Energy and their staff are huge supporters of all Lee County sports and academics. They encourage their young adults to go the extra mile, whether it's sports, grades, or just being a better you. Parker Energy Support Services, 2350 Avenue O, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Eunice, New Mexico, home of the 17-time state champions in baseball, the Eunice Cardinals. They're hosting the Lovington Wildcats today. Eunice, the 2A school. Lovington, I'm not sure if they're 4 or 5A anymore. Do you know?
They're 4A.
4? Okay,
Yes.
so the 4A Lovington Wildcats from up north facing the 2A Eunice Cardinals in Battle of Lee County here. We've got Zeke Benton on the mound for the Eunice Cardinals today. So far, he's done an outstanding job. He's seen through 3 innings. He's seen 9 batters, and all 9 of them have got to take a seat over there in the dugout. So one of them got on base, but then was quickly taken down by Pierce, who helped him out. So we've seen 9 batters at this point. So I'm guessing we're back up to the top. So this will be Brito, the leadoff batter for the Wildcats. He steps into that right-handed box. Benton shakes his shoulders, looks like he's trying to shake out some tightness or something. He looks inside, takes the sign from Pierce, and here we go to start the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. That ball swung on and missed. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, no outs. Brito setting up here in the right-handed batter's box. He started off in the back of the box, then scooted up the front. Now he settles in the middle. Here comes the pitch. He swings and looks like he fouled that one off back into the net.
He reached for that one.
Yeah, really stretched out there and reached, huh? So, no balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Top of the 4th. This inning or this game has went extremely fast. Brito back in the box. Here comes the pitch. He swings and misses, and that'll be strike 3. Ring him up, set him down, send him over to get a drink and some big league chew. Because he had just fanned us all there, cooling us off up here in the press box. So 1 out on the Wildcats here. Benton once again keeps it going. He's faced 10 batters in this game, and all 10 of them have got to go set down. Only 1 of them got on base before setting down. Here comes the pitch to the number 2 batter, and that ball's fouled off his shin. So he fouled it off, falls down, hangs on his leg a little bit. This is number 1, Garcia. That is a bad day. It is a rough day, I can assure you. Your foot, your shin, your toe, it don't matter. All that stuff down there is hard and doesn't give much. And so when you have a baseball that's probably running 75, 80 miles an hour, and then you foul it off your bat right into your foot or shin, it definitely hurts. So Garcia, number 1 for these Wildcats, he's going to take a walk down and talk to his coach on third base.
Brandon learned a little bit of that the other day.
Yeah, those baseballs hurt when they hit you. That's for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, I've seen a few people through the years that take some big shots from them baseballs and black their eyes and break their eye orbitals or whatever. And man, those baseballs definitely don't give much.
Maribel Lopez, from pitcher for the softball team, actually lost her entire nail.
Really?
It just popped off from getting hit from a pitch.
Wow.
There's nothing there at this point.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is she won't have to get her nails done anytime soon, huh? She'll be missing one on that hand.
Discount, I guess.
So everybody's back ready, it looks like. Garcia's back in the box, number 1. He took a foul ball off his own leg. Benton working quickly. Pierce sets up behind the plate. Here comes the pitch. That ball's going to be outside and high. So that's going to make it 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And Garcia, number 1. So there's a whole bunch of 1s up there. 1, 1, 1, 1. Here comes the pitch. That ball's going to be inside for ball 2. So that ends all the 1s that were across there. So we've now got 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. No runs scored here. Top half of the 4th. Garcia back in the box. Here comes the pitch. That ball's called strike. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looked like some sort of off-speed pitch. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Garcia steps back into the plate. I don't think he liked that call. Here comes the pitch, and that ball breaks in there for strike number 3, and he didn't like that one either. Ring him up, set him down. He stood there and watched that one go. He gets to go sit down and get him a drink of water. On a hot day like today, there's nothing better than a good cool drink of water after you've just sat and watched strike 3 go by. So every batter that has faced the Cardinals so far has either got sat down or they made it to first and got thrown out by the catcher. So, definitely a good day so far. Only problem is we still have not scored. So here's that first pitch to number 17, Ortiz. It is high for ball 1. So Benton throws that one a little high. He's going to step back on the mound. Ortiz steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch. That ball is right down the middle for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. So you've got 3 innings so far, no scores. We're at the top half of the 4th. That ball's hit high and foul over into foul territory. I don't think we're going to be able to get to it. We don't. It is into the batting cage over down the right field foul area. So that makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Benton 1 pitch away from another strikeout here. So here comes Benton. Pierce takes a look over at Reynolds to see what the pitch is going to be. He's going to give the sign to Benton. Benton is ready. Here comes the kick and the delivery. That ball's right down the middle. Ring him up, set him down, send him over to the dugout with the rest of his compadres for a drink of water and some big league chew. Lovington goes to set down. We are through 3.5. No score, 0-0. Thank you for listening to Eunice Cardinal Baseball on the Noel Mark Broadcast Network.
Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics. Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice, New Mexico, here to beautiful Eunice Cardinal Field. This field is amazing. We talked about it before. You know, you get people that come here from all over Texas to play. It's kind of an interesting field because it's an older field that they've come in and did a lot of work on. But during the Texas baseball playoffs and whatnot, we get people from El Paso, Lubbock, Amarillo that meet over here to play on this field because it is such a nice facility. Most folks aren't accustomed to seeing this type of facility at a small baseball or a small town like ours. And with that new football stadium right over the right field fence and the field house, it really looks good. So with that said, we're getting ready to start the bottom half of the 4th. Chance Tucker at the plate. Aceves working from the mound for Lovington. Here comes the kick and the pitch. Tucker takes that ball inside on the inside corner, so that's going to be called strike 1. The ump really likes to give a good delay to keep us on our toes up here as we're trying to announce what he's doing. So Aceves steps back onto the mound. He's ready. He's got the sign. Tucker in the right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch. That ball is right down the outside corner. I'm going to assume that was either low or outside, so that'll be ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Still no score, bottom half of the 4th. Tucker in the right-handed batter's box. Aceves, the pitcher for these Lovington Wildcats. He takes the sign, looks inside. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That ball's right down the middle. I'm assuming that's got to be strike. Nope. I guess that was a ball. So the Lovington coach is going to step out on the field here. I thought maybe he was going to talk to the ump, but he is going to switch pitchers, it looks like. He's pointing over towards somebody. He's going to go out here and have a discussion with his pitcher. I'm not sure what he's not liking. It's a 0-0 ball game. I think his pitcher's done a pretty good job, but that's why he gets paid the big bucks to be that coach, and I get to sit up here and talk trash on the radio.
Yeah.
So Tucker's going to walk down and have a conversation with Drew Reynolds, class of 1995, Eunice Cardinals, my classmate. So Reynolds is over there visiting with Tucker. He's also visiting with Zeke Benton. As we mentioned earlier, it's a very interesting game. We've had an interesting couple of days here in Eunice Cardinal baseball with one umpire out there standing near second base calling balls and strikes. So
yesterday, I believe we only had one ump, but he was behind the plate.
Yeah, very, very interesting. So here we go. We're ready. Here comes the pitch. Tucker drives that ball right down the dribbles over toward third. Third baseman comes up. Great stretch. Great stretch there by the first baseman. That ball is in there for out. We got a 5-3 out there for these Wildcats. They take down Tucker. Third baseman comes up, really made a drive on the ball, picks it up, and was able to get it over there in time. Great stretch by the third baseman. So that's one out. So we've got number 10, Zeke Benton. Zeke Benton, the pitcher. Pitcher versus pitcher duel here. He steps into that right-handed batter's box, and he is ready. As Civis steps on the mound. Here comes the pitch. That ball is driven high, foul. Don't hit the green truck. And we are definitely adding some dents to some vehicles over there in the parking lot. So Zeke Benton steps back into the right-handed batter's box. He's behind in this count now after that foul ball. 0-1, no balls, one strike, one out. Here comes the pitch. That ball hits Benton, and that's going to send Benton over to first base. I would guess we'll probably see a courtesy runner here because Benton is the pitcher.
Yes.
So Andrew Reynolds is going to send the courtesy runner over. So Benton heads over to the dugout. He's going to take a little break. Jonathan Caballero comes out to be the courtesy runner. He'll head over to first. So Marcus Tercero will be up to bat. Caballero will be on first. One out here in the bottom. We have played some really fast baseball today. Yesterday, I think our first inning lasted about this long, although there was about 19 runs that had been scored at this point.
I went through the lineup 3 times, I believe.
Yeah, in the first inning?
Yeah.
So Tercero steps into the right-handed batter's box. Caballero over on first. I would guess he's going. There he goes. Oh, that ball's fouled off. So it looked like we had the hit and run on. So Caballero heads back over to first after the foul ball. Yeah, so Caballero's back over to first. Tercero steps back in the box. He's behind 0-1. Caballero's a pretty quick little fella. He don't have very long legs, but they move fast. They almost look like one of them Fred Flintstone car videos from back in my day when I was a kid. You just see the little feet going real fast under the car. That's kind of how Caballero looks when he takes off. I would guess he's going again. Here he goes. That ball's taken for called strike 2, but Caballero will head over to second. So different than the Eunice Cardinals, when Pierce fires down there, there's no getting there. With Lovington's catcher, he doesn't quite have that arm strength that Pierce has. So Tercero steps back into the right-handed batter's box. He's behind in the count now, 0-2. One out here in the bottom half of the fourth. Aceves steps up on the mound for the Wildcats. Caballero's taking a big lead. There's nobody holding him on. So he had a real big lead, but there was nobody on the bag. So Aceves turns and runs at him. Kind of gives him a little pump fake action. I thought he was going to cross him over and break some ankles if it was a basketball game, but he sends Caballero back over to second. So Aceves back on the mound. Once again, there's nobody holding him on the base. So here comes the pitch. That is fouled back into the parking lot, another dent on your car. If you're a insurance company looking to sponsor some baseball, you need to contact the Knollmark Broadcasting Network. We could use you, especially here in Eunice.
Eunice loves them foul balls.
We like to dent cars here in Eunice. So if you're an insurance company looking to sponsor, get a hold of the Knollmark Broadcast Network and let's get some sponsorship out of you. You could hear your name mentioned every time we put a new ding on a car. Marcus Tricero steps back into the box. He's behind 0-2 here. Caballero on second. And Caballero is probably headed to third the minute they throw a decent pitch. So Caballero back over. Aceves steps back onto the mound. Caballero's already leading off again. There's nobody covering the bag, so all Aceves has been able to do is kind of turn around and chase him back over to second. So here we go. Tricero with the pitch, and that ball almost hits him in the head.
Might have hit his bat.
Yeah.
In fact.
You know, I've seen through the years, I've seen a few people hit it like that, where they go to duck and the ball hits their bat and it ends up like a bunt. So that's what I thought I was going to see right there. So that's the first ball of this at bat for Tricero. He's fouled a couple off and taken a couple of strikes. But anyway, we're 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. No runs scored here in the bottom half of the fourth. Here comes the pitch. That ball's driven right down the third base line. It is going to be fair. They are waving the runner home. Here comes Caballero. It's going to be close at home plate. He's in there. He's safe. So he is safe. He scores a run for the Eunice Cardinals. That makes it 1-0. Tricero over to second. So Tricero with the RBI, and I would guess he'll get a courtesy runner maybe. See if they send a courtesy runner in for – no, they don't. He's going back. He just went over to hand over the arm, little arm thing over to Drew Reynolds. So Tricero,
Tricero.
Great hit.
Right down the third baseman line. And even the third baseman thought it was going to be foul, but it just hit the bag.
Yep, hit the bag and then bounced way out to the left. And so great deal for the Cardinals. Cardinals now up 1-0. And who do we got up to bat now, Oh?
That's Gio Chacon.
All right, so Gio Chacon, the Little League umpire, steps into the right-hand box, and he drives the ball right over second base, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens right here. They hold up Tricero at third. All of us know Tricero is not the fastest kid on the base pads, and he got thrown out earlier, so it looks like Drew Reynolds is going to hold him up at third. So now Eunice has got runners at the corners, 1 out. Eunice up 1-0. Who do we have up now?
Sean Stinson up to bat.
So Sean Stinson steps up. If I recall correctly, Stinson drove it deep into left field earlier, but he hit it right at the left fielder. So Stinson steps in, 1 out. Runners on the corners. I would guess the runner on first will be going. I would be real surprised if Chacon ain't headed. There he goes. He is gone, and they're going to not even throw it. They kind of pump fake like they are, but we all knew he wasn't going to throw that ball. So that makes it 1-0. He took that pitch. So Stinson takes the first one. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Aceves on the mound. He's working quick. He throws that ball in there for strike number 1, or strike 2, I'm sorry. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Eunice up 1 after scoring 1 run here. We've got 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out. Stinson steps into that right-hander batter's box. Aceves on the mound, working quickly. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That ball is going to be on the outside corner, called strike 3. That will set down Stinson. So I believe that's going to be the first strikeout of the game for these Wildcats. So Hayden Dean steps up to the plate. We've got 2 outs. Hayden Dean, the senior and captain of this baseball team, senior and captain of our football team that went undefeated, headed to play some college football next year, steps into the right-hand batter's box, and he is ready. And here goes. That ball gets away. Marcus Tricero giving it all she's got, captain, and he's in there to score. So that'll score another run for the Eunice Cardinals on the pass ball. Gio Chacon advances over to third. So Hayden Dean still up to bat. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Eunice now leads 2-0. Chacon on third, and the senior captain Hayden Dean, the leadoff batter for these Cardinals, in the right-hand batter's box, and he's ready. Aceves pitching for the Wildcats. Here comes the pitch, and it is outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Eunice up 2-0. So Dean steps back into the box. He's ready. Aceves on the mound takes the sign. He kicks, and here comes the pitch. That ball's right down the middle for strike number 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. And Dean took that one. Looked like he probably had the take signal there because he stood there, and that was a nice, good pitch right down the middle. Dean back in there ready. 2-1. Here comes the pitch. That ball swung on and drove into left field. That'll score a run. Dean headed over to first. The senior does work and delivers with an RBI single. Chacon crosses home plate. Eunice now up 3-0. And Jorge Ontiveros, number 24 on the field, who's number 1 in our hearts, steps up in the right-handed batter's box.
Another beautiful hit by Hayden. It just right out of the reach of the third baseman and allowed Gio Chacon to come home and score for the Eunice Cardinals.
Yeah, great job there. Great hit. He's over on first. I'm guessing he's going. I'd be real surprised if he ain't halfway there before he lets go of the pitch. So they've run him back over to first. Aceves stepped up the mound and threw it over to first. I can assure you that the minute Aceves lets go of this pitch, Dean is gone. The catcher does not have that big cannon like Pierce has for the Cardinals. And there he goes. And that ball is hit high right over to the first baseman. So Jorge Ontiveros with the fly out for out number 3, but not before Eunice scores 3 runs. Eunice Cardinals win or lead 3-0 going into the 5th inning. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal Baseball here on the No Mark Broadcast Network. Let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Are you looking for a reliable and trustworthy auto shop? Check out Zia Auto Shop in Eunice. Zia Auto Shop specializes in lube and tires and accessories. They accept fleet company maintenance cards and do washing and detailing. Next time you need a dependable tire or lube service for your vehicle, Zia Auto Shop has you covered. All the services you need, call 394-0298 for all your lube, tire, and accessories. That's 394-0298. Zia Auto Shop, 1800 Main Street in Eunice, proud supporters of the Eunice Cardinals and Lady Cardinals.
All right, welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Eunice, New Mexico, where your Eunice Cardinals, the 17-time state champions, are hosting the Lovington Wildcats. Your 2A Eunice Cardinals hosting the 4A Lovington Wildcats. Eunice has lost 1 game on the year. Wildcats have won 1 game on the year. And we are getting ready to go here. Pretty much every batter that the Cardinals have faced has got to go take a seat early in the dugout. One of those at the arm of Pierce. I can assure you that you do not want to run on Pierce, and Lovington learned that the hard way with their only base runner of the day.
Yeah, Pierce has an amazing pop-out time, and his cannon is just fast and on target.
Man, he can gun it. I have not seen too many catchers that can do what he does with his arm from behind the plate. So with that said, the leadoff batter for Lovington here in the top half of the 5th steps into the box, and that first pitch is crossed there for strike number 1. So that's no balls, 1 strike. Once again, we mentioned we've got an umpire standing at second base calling balls and strikes, so it has been interesting. So there's that second pitch is in the, I want to call it the dirt, but it's that fake artificial grass that's painted brown.
Great block by Pierce, making sure that ball stays, which it doesn't matter because they didn't have any runners.
Yeah, still a great play there. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. That ball is going to be slightly outside for ball number 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. I believe I saw Maribel Lopez coming up the steps there. Don't guess they had any softball games today. So Benton's still on the mound. He's done a heck of a job so far. So we've got number 20, Tavara, at the plate. the right-hander steps into the box. Benton takes a look at Pierce, gets the sign. Here comes the pitch. That ball's going to be outside. So 3 balls, 1 strike. We've made it through 4 innings. So 4 innings here. Eunice leads 3-0, able to pick up 3 runs in that last inning. Here comes Benton's pitch. That ball breaks in there and does not quite get back in enough. So that'll be 4 balls. Only the second walk for the Cardinals on the day. So that'll send somebody over to first base. Well, I can assure you that now that Lovington has someone back on the bases, they're going to send a pinch runner in. I hope that pinch runner paid attention a while ago, and well, I guess I don't hope that. I hope he goes ahead and tries out Pierce's arm, because Pierce's arm is a cannon, and I can assure you that if this runner decides to take off, he better have his track spikes on. But he's leading out there looking like he thinks he wants to run for second, so we'll see what happens. He's really leaning that way.
Pierce sees it as well.
So that ball's going to be outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, no outs. Looks like Benton might be starting to get a little tired here. So we've got number 19, Tejeda, the right-hand batter up. So here we go, Benton on the mound. Here goes the pitch, and there goes the cannon of Pierce. I keep saying they don't want to do it. I don't know what they're watching, but I'm telling you, I have watched a lot of baseball in my day. I have never seen a cannon like the catcher of Pierce. Nobody steals on him. He throws them out over and over.
Beautiful throw and catch, right on target, right where he needed to be.
Yeah, the only way I've seen anybody steal on Pierce all year is on pass balls. He's going to throw them out. So there goes a foul ball down the third base side. And once again, Pierce just has a cannon. I have not seen one person steal on him all year unless it's a pass ball. So if Lovington wants to keep trying their luck at stealing bases, he'll keep throwing them out. Unless he just happens to throw it off one side or the other, he's going to get them 9 times out of 10.
Agreed.
So here we go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, that's going to hit the batter. That'll send him over to first. We'll see if he wants to test out Pierce's arm. So they're going to send another pinch runner or courtesy runner out there. Maybe we'll see if he's been paying any more attention.
Yeah. You'd think Lovington would learn at this point.
Yeah, I can assure you, you don't want to test Pierce's arm. So anyway, we got a runner on first now, 1 out. He's in the pose over there. So Benton jumps around, flips it over to first, gets that runner back on there. Tucker with a good catch. So here goes the leadoff. That ball's called strike, so strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. Eunice up 3-0, top half of the 5th. So Benton working from the mound has had a pretty good day. Looks like he might be starting to slow up just a little bit. There's a breaking ball right across the middle for strike number 2. So no balls, 2 strikes here. Benton back looking like he looked those first couple innings, these last couple pitches. So Benton steps back on the mound. Got a runner on first. It's a courtesy runner that went over there. Here comes the pitch, and it swung on and missed. That'll ring him up, set him down, send him to the dugout. It's hot out there. He needs some water. So he'll get a chance to get him a drink over there in the dugout, and there's some shade over there too. That'll keep him safe. So number 16, Aceves, the pitcher, steps back up. So we got a pitcher versus pitcher duel here. I heard next door they say that's 10 strikeouts for Benton, so he's done a dang good job on the mound today. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th. Aceves, the pitcher, on the mound, he's at the plate facing Benton, the pitcher, who's on the mound. That ball is in there for a strike, so that'll even it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Aceves, way deep in the right-handed batter's box. He steps in. He's ready. Benton takes a look down at Pierce. Pierce gives him the sign. Here comes the pitch. That's a big breaking ball, but it does not get back in there. So that's 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Aceves steps in here. He steps in there ready to hit. in that right-handed batter's box. Benton is ready. He takes a look at Pierce. Pierce gives him the sign. Here comes the pitch. And that ball is outside and low. So that's 3 balls, 1 strike. We need Benton to relax a little bit right here, gain his composure, and fire one in there. Make Lovington hit it. He's working the corners and working a lot of good-looking pitches, but give him a chance to hit it. Throw it in there and make him hit it. That ball's right down the middle for strike number 2. So that evens or makes the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Eunice up 3-0. Top half of the 5th. Aceves, the Lovington pitcher, is at the plate. The right-hander facing the right-handed pitcher from Eunice. And that ball is going to be outside. So that'll advance the runner over to second. So now runners at first and second for the Lovington Wildcats. So number 9, Marcus, the number 8 hitter, steps up in that left-handed batter's box. Benton has done a great job. Looks like he might be starting to tire just a little bit here. The left-hander's in there. Ooh. That was a close one.
I would have thought that he got him.
Yep. Luckily, the umpire was right out there for the Wildcats, and it wasn't like yesterday. Yesterday, we had a home plate umpire trying to make that call. So that ball straight down the middle for strike number 1. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Runners at first and second. Benton takes a look down at Pierce. Here comes the pitch. That ball's right down the middle, but I'm assuming he called it a little high. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. So Pierce squats down behind home plate. He gives him the sign. Benton on the mound. Takes a look at the catcher. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That ball's straight down the middle. That's got to be a strike. Oh,
He's not going to call it.
I guess not. So we'll say 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. I'm assuming it had to be high. Inside, outside, it looked like it was right down the middle. But anyway, it's 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Benton working from the mound. Here comes the pitch. That ball's right in there for strike number 2. So 2-2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Eunice up 3-0, top half of the 5th. And we've got the left-hander, Marquez, number 9, for these Wildcats, up. That ball's going to be inside. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. We've got a full count here. 2 outs. It's a big pitch for both teams here. Benton, if he can fire one in there right here, it would really help his cause out. The left-handed batter, Marquez, steps back into the left-handed batter's box. He's hugging the plate. Here comes the pitch. That ball's right down the middle for strike number... Woo!
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I guess he called that inside. I'm not real sure. So that'll be bases loaded at this point for the Wildcats. That'll bring up number 11, Para, the number 9 batter for the Wildcats. So Benton in a little trouble here early in the 5th. So we're in the 5th inning. Eunice up 3-0, but Lovington threatening here with 2 outs. They've loaded the bases. Para, the right-handed hitter, he's in there flexing. He's ready. That ball's a curveball, and it is inside. That's 2 balls on that inside. So Benton's starting to show a little sign of fatigue. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Benton takes a look at Pierce, gives him the sign. Benton takes a look at it, kicks and fires. That ball's almost takes his head off. So Benton back on the mound. He's behind here 3-0.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. He squared around like he was going to bunt. And the ump signaled a strike. but then he pulled it back. I'm not real sure. Then there was a discussion. Then he decided it was a ball. So that's going to walk a run home. That makes it 3-1 in favor of Lovington. I'm sorry, in favor of Eunice. And it looks like Reynolds is going to take the ball away from pitcher. So Benton, I believe, is going to be done pitching. Pierce is going to head in to take off the catcher's deer, so I'm guessing he is going to be our new pitcher. With that said, while we've got a moment, we'll take a word from our sponsors. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal Baseball here on the Noel Mark Broadcast Network.
Eunice Public Schools is proud of their Eunice Cardinals, the Eunice community, and the staff of Eunice Schools. Eunice Public Schools has anchored itself as an integral part of the Eunice community and takes school safety very seriously. Eunice Schools have continually provided a quality education for the students of Eunice through good times and bad. The Eunice School District appreciates the Eunice community, and they're proud of their Eunice Cardinals. Eunice is on the move. Are you ready?
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Eunice has a friendly small-town atmosphere, great schools and churches, and a low cost of living. The entire community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. The Eunice Department of Motor Vehicles' new office hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. No testing on Friday. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice, New Mexico, as we have a battle of Lee County going on here. Lovington had trailed 3-0 coming into this inning. They've now loaded the bases, and Zeke Benton, who had done a fantastic job into the 5th inning, ended up walking a run home, so that'll give Lovington their first run of the game. So it's now 3-1, bases loaded, 2 outs, and they're going to remove Conager Pierce from the catching position, take him out to the mound, and Sammy Monsalve will step back into the catching position. So we'll have the cannon of Pierce up on the mound at this point. He'll be throwing to Monsalve.
The good thing about this Eunice Cardinals team is we have a good overall pitchers and catchers, and we have a lot of pitchers. We seen Jordan Ruth yesterday, who surprised us with his pitching, and it turned out really good. And Zeke Benton today, which I haven't seen him pitched at all yet. And of course, you got Sammy as a catcher, and he's a good catcher as well.
Yeah. I mean, you've got such a deep team when it comes to pitchers and catchers, and you can't ever have enough of those. And so, you've got Pierce on the mound, Monsalve behind the plate. Now, I would guess Monsalve don't have quite the cannon from behind the plate that Pierce has, but now you've got that cannon on the mound. So here we go. That ball's hit right over toward the second baseman. They flip it over to second, and that will be Tucker to Dean for the out. That'll get Eunice out of the inning. So Pierce comes out, throws one pitch, and gets Eunice out of the inning. So Eunice now leads 3-1 going into the bottom half of the 5th. We'll hear a word from our sponsors. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal Baseball on the Noel Mark Broadcast Network.
Are you looking for a reliable and trustworthy auto shop? Check out Zia Auto Shop in Eunice. Zia Auto Shop specializes in lube and tires and accessories. They accept fleet company maintenance cards and do washing and detailing. Next time you need a dependable tire or lube service for your vehicle, Zia Auto Shop has you covered. All the services you need, call 394-0298 for all your lube, tire, and accessories. That's 394-0298. Zia Auto Shop, 1800 Main Street in Eunice, proud supporters of the Eunice Cardinals and Lady Cardinals.
Eunice Public Schools is proud of their Eunice Cardinals, the Eunice community, and the staff of Eunice Schools. Eunice Public Schools has anchored itself as an integral part of the Eunice community and takes school safety very seriously. Eunice Schools have continually provided a quality education for the students of Eunice through good times and bad. The Eunice School District appreciates the Eunice community, and they're proud of their Eunice Cardinals. Eunice is on the move. Are you ready?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The bottom half of the fifth is getting ready to start here. Lovington finally able to get on the board there in the top half of the fifth. Eunice scored 3 runs in the bottom half of the fourth. So Eunice leads 3-1 here going into the bottom half of the fifth. And looks like we'll have Conager Pierce, who just became the pitcher for these Cardinals. He will be stepping up as the leadoff batter in this inning. Looks like we've got a pitcher's change for. Looks like we have a pitcher change for these Lovington Wildcats. What is
Tavera,
Tavera?
the first baseman,
Okay.
started off as the first baseman.
All right, so we made a switch. Looks like the pitcher that was up there, Seves, went over to first. So now we have Tavera on the mound for the Wildcats. We were talking rankings yesterday, and then I was looking online today and looked at rankings, and they didn't have any posted online. But then Obi just showed me some rankings on Max Preps that had Eunice at number 2. Is that right?
Yes, Texaco.
Yeah,
on
they
top
have
of 'em.
Texaco at number 1, and Eunice currently ranked at number 2. So Texaco undefeated. Eunice ranked at number 2. They do have that one loss to New Mexico Military Institute, who's not in their class. But Conager Pierce steps up to the mound, new pitcher and Tavera on the mound for the Wildcats. Pierce in their bat. That first pitch is going to be in there for a strike. He steps off the mound. I guess he's not liking something that was going on with him and the catcher. Some sort of discussion about the sign. So he steps back on. He's ready. Pierce is in the right-handed batter's box. No balls, 1 strike. Pierce is ready. Here comes the pitch. There's that fouled off his own foot. We saw one of the Lovington players do that earlier today. It's not a good feeling for sure. When that kind of hurts. But that's no balls, 2 strikes, no outs here to Pierce. Pierce chokes up on the bat. He's hugging home plate. Tavera on the mound. Takes a look in the catcher's sign. Here comes the pitch. That ball's swung on and fouled off, so that'll keep Pierce alive. So that was a big breaking ball. He was able to get a piece of it and stay alive. That was actually a good piece of hitting there. So Pierce facing the pitcher here, and Pierce just moved in to pitch. He only threw 1 pitch before the end of the inning, or into the top half of the inning. He's in the right-handed batter's box. Tavera is ready. Here comes the pitch. That ball swung on and missed. So Pierce is going to head over to the dugout with the strikeout.
He really reached for that one.
Yeah, he did. He was stretched out there pretty good. Almost looked like he was on a slip and slide. So Tucker, the cleanup hitter, steps into the right-handed batter's box. Tavera on the mound for the Wildcats. So Tucker, typically a good hitter here. We could use a good piece of hitting. Last thing we want to do is keep this game this close getting late and give Lovington some hope. There's that weird delivered pitch, so that's ball 1.
He has a weird release point.
Yeah, and his kick is real low and kind of comes sideways, so just a interesting look. And that ball's going to be outside for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. To Tucker. Once again, it's an interesting delivery that this pitcher has. Here comes the pitch. That ball's down the middle. It's driven right toward the third baseman, and it gets into left field. Tucker eases past first, makes the turn, looks over to second, and then just walks back over to first. So Tucker with a single here in the bottom half of the 5th. We'll have little Tucker stepping up to the plate now. So we've got a Tucker on first and a Tucker in the right-handed batter's box. Tucker and Tucker. I think that's a dentist. Isn't there a dentist called Tucker and Tucker? Something like that. I think there was, wasn't there, Heath? Yeah, Tucker and Tucker, the dentist. So this is like pulling teeth watching this, but here we go. Tucker's in the box. He drives that ball right up through into the center field. That's going to advance the runners. So now we've got Tucker and Tucker on first and second with a good hit there by Little Tucker. So Little Tucker on first, Big Tucker on second. Sammy Monsalve taking off the catcher's gear. He heads up over to the batter's box. Monsalve using that pink bat as normal. It's a fluorescent pink. It's a very impressive pink. I would call it fuchsia, but I don't think that's fuchsia. That's more of a fluorescent hot pink. If it was lipstick or nail polish, it'd be impressive, but it's a bat, so it's kind of scary. But Monsalve steps up there, pink bat and all. It's even got a turquoise handle on it, so that gives it that Santa Fe appeal. Santa Fe turquoise handle and pink bat. So here he goes. Monsalve steps up in the batter's box. Runners are Tucker and Tucker at first and second. Tavara on the mound. Here comes the pitch. That ball's going to be outside. It's going to get away, and the runners will advance. So now you've got the Tucker-Tucker combination on second and third. Monsalve, the catcher, steps into the right-handed batter's box. Tavera on the mound for the Wildcats. Eunice leads here 3-1, bottom half of the fifth. We've got 1 ball, no strikes. Monsalve looked like he was going to bunt there. Let's see what happens here. That ball's driven high toward the second baseman. It looks like we're going to tag. They're all running around, and here comes the throw home. He's going to be close. He gets there. That's going to be safe at home. So we score a run. Big Tucker gets across home plate, making it now 4-1. So Monsalve with the RBI flyout single. Flyout, scores an RBI. So Tesoro steps up to the plate. We got Little Tucker on second. 2 outs here. Tesoro, the junior, hugging home plate. Tavera ready to pitch. Here comes the pitch. That ball's driven back over toward the parking lot. That'll put a good dent on a car. If you're an insurance company looking for sponsorship, we need you. If you've got a car with a ding on it, Marcus Tesoro is your man. I think yesterday he probably dinged about 10 of them. So Tesoro steps back into the right-hand batter's box. Tavera on the mound. Tesoro in the box. Tucker, so we got T's, T's, and T's. Home plate, pitching, and second base. And Tesoro takes a big cut right there and whiffs at it. So that'll be no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tesoro swung and a miss. Tucker standing out there on second. He's only about a step and a half off the base. He's not interested in going anywhere, it doesn't look like. Tesoro steps back into the box. He's ready. Tavera looks down, takes the signal. Here comes the kick and the pitch. Yee. So they're going to say he did not swing at that one, so that's a good deal. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We could use a base hit right here to score another. Give us a little bit more comfort level going into this 6th inning. So Tesoro at the plate. Tavera back on the mound. Takes a look inside. He likes the signal. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That ball's outside, and it gets away. And we're going to have Tucker over to third. He gets there safely. So Tucker over to third. 2 outs. Tesoro at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
22 at bat.
And number 22, yeah, we got lots of 2s up there. 22 at bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Heath will give it his little rock baby thing that he does over there. He's shaking his hat. He's ready. And that breaks across. They're going to call that one strike 3. So that'll send Eunice out, but not before they even up with 1 run here. So both teams score 1 run in the 5th. Eunice leads 4-1 here going into the 6th inning. We'll listen to a word from our sponsors. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal Baseball on No Mark Broadcasting.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Eunice has a friendly small-town atmosphere, great schools and churches, and a low cost of living. The entire community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. The Eunice Department of Motor Vehicles office hours are Monday to Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. No testing on Friday. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice, New Mexico, as your Eunice Cardinals are facing Northern Lee County rival Lovington and the Lovington Wildcats. On the year, Eunice has lost one game. The Wildcats have won one game, so exact opposite schedules. The 4A Lovington Wildcats facing the the 2A Eunice Cardinals. That was a very interesting throw down there, as we typically do when we warm up. Monsalve fired it back to the pitcher, Pierce, who turned around and fired it over to second. It was like a cutoff man throwing it home from the outfield, so very interesting. But Pierce will step up on the hill. He's got a cannon. Now he's using it from the mound. Monsalve has replaced him behind home plate. We've got Garcia, the left-hander, in the left-hand box. Pierce takes a look. He rocks and fires. That ball's a breaking ball, and it is in there. They're going to call that one on the outside corner. So no balls, one strike here to the first batter of the sixth inning. And that is Garcia. Garcia, the lefty. That ball's fired in there just outside, so that'll be one ball, one strike. No outs. So Pierce working quickly. He's back up on the mound. There's a swing and a miss by Garcia. So that'll be one ball, two strikes. One ball, two strikes. No outs here to the first batter of the sixth inning. So here we go with the pitch. That ball's fired in there as a rocket, and that'll send Garcia over to get him a good glass of water. As hot as it is, hydration is important, and that Garcia, he knew the importance of hydration. He wanted to get over there and get him a drink, so he's headed back to the dugout for a glass of water. So Pierce rings him up, sets him down, and the first batter of the sixth heads over. So Pierce back on the hill. Ortiz, number 17, at the right-handed batter's box. He swings at that one and fouls that one off. So Pierce quickly ahead of him. 0-1 here. So Ortiz, the right-hander, he's a large young man. He's definitely got some size on him. He steps into that right-handed batter's box, number 17 for these Lovington Wildcats. Pierce fires that ball across. That's a big breaking ball. He swings and misses. So no balls, two strikes, one out. Pierce ahead of him here. Let's see what kind of junk Pierce has got to throw at him here in an 0-2 count. He fires that ball straight down the middle. They're going to call it inside. Wow. So we will give him a ball on that one. Even the umpire was out there like looking confused. So one ball, two strikes, no outs. Here we go. There's a quick one. That one cuts him across. He leaned out there like he thought it was going to hit him, and it broke right back across the inside corner. So that sends the first two batters here for the Wildcats over to get a glass of water. It is important to hydrate, and these Wildcats know how important it is, so they're striking out so they can get over and get them a glass of water. So two outs here. So Pierce's first three batters he's faced here since joining the mound has got to go take a seat, and that ball's driven into right center field. It's going to come off the wall.
Oh, it's gone.
Oh, it is out of here. So that is a home run for the Lovington Wildcats, number 20, Tavera, who's now pitching, and he drove that ball over the right field fence. I thought from the angle I was at, I thought it was going to hit off the wall and come back to him, but it got over. So Tavera, on the first pitch, drives it over the right center field fence. That cuts the Eunice lead 4-2 at this point. I guess I shouldn't have been talking about sending him over there to get some H2O because number 20 stepped up and he H2O'd it right over the fence. So that'll bring up, what is that, number
19?
Number 19. That's Tejeda. So Tejeda steps up to the plate, the right-hander. Eunice still up by 2 here in the 6th. There's a big cut and a miss at a curveball. Strike 1 to Tejeda. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Eunice up 4-2. This game is definitely closer than the Cardinals would like. So Tejeda's back in there. Here comes the pitch. That ball's hit right back toward the pitcher. Pierce jogs over to first, and he steps on first base. So he picked that one up, ran him over, and stepped on the base. That'll end the inning. Let's see. So we are in the bottom of the 6th. Eunice 4, Lovington 2. Let's hear a word from our sponsors here at Eunice Cardinal Baseball on the No Mark Broadcast Network.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice, New Mexico, where your Eunice Cardinals are facing northern Lee County rival Lovington. The 4A Lovington Wildcats come into this game with 1 win on the season. The 2A Eunice Cardinals come in with the exact opposite, 1 loss on the season. So a home run shot there in the top half of the 6th drew the Lovington Wildcats into this game 4-2. So it's 4-2 Eunice. They've give up runs the last 2 innings and haven't been able to really add to their lead any. So here we go. We're getting ready to start this bottom half of the 6th. Any thoughts so far? Oh,
None. They really need to try and make some contact there. They seem to do all right on the field, but they've slowed down a lot.
On their hitting,
yeah.
Yeah, even in those first couple of innings where we didn't score many runs, we were hitting the ball and getting on base and then getting caught up out there. So who do we have up to bat?
That's Gio Chacon.
Okay, so Gio Chacon takes that first pitch. He drives it over to the shortstop. Shortstop comes up firing, and they get him. So they big throw by the shortstop who fires it over there, and they get Chacon at first. So that's a great throw by the shortstop. Good hit there, actually, by Chacon. Almost got himself on base. So we'll have number 14, Sean Stinson, coming up to bat here. Bottom half of the 6th. Eunice leads 4-2. They get the first batter out. So now there's 1 out here. Stinson steps into the right-handed batter's box. Tejeda on the mound, who just hit a home run in that last inning. Ooh. That ball ends up being a great bunt. And they catch him at first base. So
that looked more like a check swing and accidentally got contact with it.
Yeah. So Stinson check swings, tries to stop the ball, hits the bat. Stinson stood there for a split second looking at the ball. Then by the time he started, he almost made it to first, but the catcher comes up firing, gets it over there, and now that's for out number 2. So now we're back to the top half of the line, or top part of the lineup with Hayden Dean back in the right-handed batter's box. He takes ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Eunice up 4-2 in the bottom half of the 6th. The senior Hayden Dean in the right-handed batter's box. He's ready. Here comes the pitch from Tejeda. That ball's hit and driven way over there. It looks like it's going to get out. Looks like it's going to get foul and out of there where they couldn't get to it. So that'll be 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. So Hayden Dean steps back over into the right-handed batter's box. Tejeda walking back for the mound. Dean takes a practice cut. He's ready. He steps in. These Deans are always ready. So Dean steps into that right-handed batter's box. Tejeda takes a look down at the catcher. Catcher gives him the sign. He likes it. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That ball breaks back through there. They're going to call that one for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So Tejeda with a big breaking ball right there, number 2-0. He didn't need any H2O. He went ahead and just knocked the ball over the fence, jogged around the bases. Now he's out here pitching. Here comes the pitch. That ball breaks way outside, but it was a good-looking pitch. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th. Eunice up by 2. Number 7 at the plate. He sets up deep in that right-handed batter's box. He's standing on the back line. Here comes the pitch.
No.
So Lovington not happy with the signal or the call from the ump. Their catcher's headed for the dugout. So that'll even it up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So Hayden Dean, the senior, he's headed to play some college football here pretty soon. Lovington's coach is going to take a timeout right here. Guess he's going to go out here and visit with his pitcher. Yeah, I guess he's trying to calm him down a little bit. He didn't like the call there, so they're making sure they calm them all down, tell them to relax. You got to throw a good pitch here. You're in good shape. Quit throwing a fit. Quit complaining to the umps. I say the umps with an S at the end of it. We've got one ump, so the ump. Yeah, so once again, we've got one ump on the field today, just like we had yesterday. I'm not real sure what the deal is. I don't know if there's an ump shortage or what's happening, but, this is the second day in a row where we've had one ump. Yesterday they called all from behind home plate. This one's calling from all right out in front of second base. So here we go. He's already back on the mound. Here comes the kick and the pitch. Dean swings and misses. Strike 3. So Dean will head back over to the dugout to get his glove and head back in the field. Eunice leads 4-2 here in the bottom half coming up the top half of the 7th. Let's listen to a word from our sponsors here on the Knollmark Broadcasting Network. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal Baseball.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice, New Mexico, where your Eunice Cardinals are facing the Northern Lee County rival Lovington Wildcats. We've had quite a game here today, much different than yesterday's game. Yesterday, we saw the longest inning I've ever seen in my life. I think it was about an hour long, where what did we end up with, like 19 runs, really odd happenings in some baseball yesterday.
Intentional outs and
yeah, very strange game yesterday. Today has been a very fast-moving game. A lot of very interesting things here as well, but it's been a fast-moving, more of a normal-looking baseball game. We've got the JV Cardinals over there sitting alongside the field house. They're getting ready to play. We will have the JV game going on after this. It will not be broadcast on the radio, so those of you that are interested in that JV game, you need to come on out here, watch those young men play, because they're a good group of young men. And so Eunice has got Pierce on the mound. You got Sammy Monsalve catching. And so, we got a lot of pressure here on these Eunice Cardinals to play some good defense here. Top half of the 7, they need to hold these Wildcats right here. They're up 4-2, and if they can hold the Wildcats here, then they would win this game and finish off this Lee County rivalry. So Pierce on the mound. He sees the sign. Here he comes. He fires it right down the middle for strike number 1. So that looks like Sanchez, who's up to bat at this point. So Sanchez in the right-handed batter's box for the Wildcats. Pierce working quick. Here comes pitch number 2. That ball is driven foul. So foul ball back over into the screen. That makes it 0-2. So Pierce quickly ahead of the leadoff batter here in the top half of the 7th. Definitely a good way to start. Here comes the pitch. Pierce working quick. They hit it right back to Pierce. Pierce underhanded it over there to first that time instead of running over and touching the base like he did last time. So Pierce is he's an interesting character. That'll give the first out for the Wildcats. But Pierce, he's got a cannon, but I don't think his cannon shoots soft bullets. So when he's trying to throw it over there to first base, he doesn't throw it soft very well. So I think he figured out he just run over there and touch the base a lot of times. But anyway, that's one out here. One out here in the top half of the seventh. Eunice Pierce back on the mound working quick. He throws ball one right there. We've got number 16, Aceves, the pitcher from the beginning of this game, the right-hander. He's back on the right-hand side. He's ready. 1-0. There's a big breaking ball that is going to be called ball. So ball two. Aceves now playing first base for the Wildcats. So he steps back in there. He's ready. Here comes the pitch from Pierce. That ball is in. No, it's not in there. So 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. So Aceves, he's standing there taking some pitches for sure. A couple of those been real close. There he fires one right down the middle, and Aceves swings and misses at that one. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top half of the seventh. So Aceves back in the box. Pierce working quick. Here comes the pitch. He swings that one and drives it into right field. And Cicero comes up with it, gets it in quick. But Aceves with a single reaches first base. So Eunice got an interesting situation here as number 9 Marquez represents the tying run at the plate. With only 1 out, the left-hander Marquez steps up to the plate. He is the tying run. Need to get Pierce to get working here, get some outs. So he throws that one high for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Eunice up 4-2, top half of the seventh. A runner at first. Pierce on the mound, working quick. Here comes the pitch, and he beans him. He threw a curveball, so sends Marcus over to first. Luckily for Marcus, Pierce threw the breaking ball there and not the hard one.
Yeah, I would have heard a lot worse if it was a
fastball.
fastball.
He hit him with the breaking ball, and he's lucky it wasn't the fastball. But unfortunately for the Cardinals, we've now got runners at first and second for Lovington. Eunice only up 2. So we've got to get some outs here. Pierce working quick. He's ready. Here comes the kick and the fire. That ball gets in the dirt. Monsalve does a good job of keeping it in front of him. So that'll be 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. So Lovington's Para steps back into the box. The right-hander, he's ready. Here comes the pitch from Pierce. That ball's fired right down the middle, and Para takes a swing at it, fouls it off. So you've got 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Eunice up 4-2. We've got 2 runners on the bases, 1 on first, 1 on second. Para represents the go-ahead run. That's going to be an outside for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second. Para steps up here into the right-hand batter's box, and here comes the pitch. That ball swung on. It's hit just over the shortstop's head. He almost made the grab, but could not drag it in. I thought Tucker had it. He stretched out for it, and it hit his top of his glove, but he couldn't come down with it.
I thought he had that.
I did too. So that's going to load the bases. Little Tucker made a run at it and a dive, and it just got over the top of his glove. So that loads the bases. Eunice up by 2 here in the top half of the seventh. The bases are now loaded with only 1 out. So Coach Reynolds is going to take a stroll out to home or to the mound to discuss it. He's got basically the whole team over there meeting with him to see what they think they need to do. Knowing Reynolds, he's probably asking them what they'd like to do. Apparently Pierce tells him, I think I got it. Head on back over there, Reynolds, and have a seat and get you some H2O. So bases loaded. Coach Reynolds come out, said a few things. Pierce is on the mound. Number 21, the leadoff hitter, Brito. So the top of the lineup up for the Wildcats. Pierce on the mound. Here comes a big breaking ball that's going to be outside for ball one. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Eunice up by 2, bases loaded. Pierce working quick. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be high, so ball 2. So Pierce behind right here with Brito. 2 balls, no strikes. Brito at the plate, bases loaded. And that's a strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Sometimes there's a little delay here because the ump does not call those strikes very fast. So here comes the pitch again. That one's right down the middle for strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Eunice up by 2, bases loaded. That was a great pitch right there. We need 1 more of those from Pierce. And that's swung on and missed. So strike 3, ring him up, set him down, send him to the dugout for a glass of water on this warm afternoon. He's not happy about it. So that'll bring up Garcia with 2 outs. The number 2 hitter. He has struck out every time he's been up today. So bases loaded. Garcia, the left-hander, at the plate. We just need 3 good pitches here from Pierce. That first one's a good one, and it swung on and missed. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Eunice up by 2. If Pierce could get this batter, that would end this game, and Eunice would get the victory. Garcia steps back in the left-handed batter's box. Pierce rocks and fires. And that was called high for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Garcia steps back into the left-handed batter's box. Pierce working quickly. Monsalve gives him the sign. Here comes the pitch, and he fouls that one off. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Eunice up by 2, 4-2, top of the 7th. Bases are loaded. Garcia at the plate, the number 2 batter for these Lovington Wildcats, the 4A Lovington Wildcats facing the 2A Eunice Cardinals. Here comes the pitch. That ball's right in there. Ring him up, set him down. He strikes out again, and he is headed not only to the dugout, he's headed to the bleachers or somewhere because that'll be the ball game. The Eunice Cardinals with the big win here today over the Northern Lee County rival Lovington Wildcats. We'll hear a word from our sponsors.
Are you looking for a reliable and trustworthy auto shop? Check out Zia Auto Shop in Eunice. Zia Auto Shop specializes in lube and tires and accessories. They accept fleet company maintenance cards and do washing and detailing. Next time you need a dependable tire or lube service for your vehicle, Zia Auto Shop has you covered. All the services you need, call 394-0298 for all your lube, tire, and accessories. That's 394-0298. Zia Auto Shop, 1800 Main Street in Eunice, proud supporters of the Eunice Cardinals and Lady Cardinals.
Eunice Public Schools is proud of their Eunice Cardinals, the Eunice community, and the staff of Eunice Schools. Eunice Public Schools has anchored itself as an integral part of the Eunice community and takes school safety very seriously. Eunice Schools have continually provided a quality education for the students of Eunice through good times and bad. The Eunice School District appreciates the Eunice community, and they're proud of their Eunice Cardinals. Eunice is on the move. Are you ready?
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Eunice has a friendly small-town atmosphere, great schools and churches, and a low cost of living. The entire community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. The Eunice Department of Motor Vehicles' new office hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. No testing on Friday. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities. The Eunice Clinic is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards!
Parker Energy, family owned and operated since 2006. Their team is known for their hard work and dedication, big enough to meet your needs for transport, pump trucks, vacuum trucks, and disposal services. Parker Energy and their staff are huge supporters of all Lee County sports and academics. They encourage their young adults to go the extra mile, whether it's sports, grades, or just being a better you. Parker Energy Support Services, 2350 Avenue O, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice, New Mexico, to the beautiful Eunice Cardinal Field here, where your Eunice Cardinals are victorious over the northern Lee County rival Lovington. The Lovington Wildcats go down here to these Eunice Cardinals in a Lee County battle. So, pretty exciting game, very close, much closer than some of us would have liked, but the Cardinals get the win. For Eunice, the winning pitcher is going to be Zeke Benton. And for the save, we had Conager Pierce step up and get the save. Eunice now has one loss still on the season. They have not lost since that first game of the year versus New Mexico Military Institute. Looks like we've got another game on Saturday. And who they play Saturday? Do you remember?
Dexter in Dexter.
And I think that may be a double header.
Yeah.
So looks like it's highly likely that Ovi and I will be headed over to Dexter to cover Eunice versus Dexter. That, I believe, is their last non-district game before they jump into district play.
They have Texaco, their very last game.
Oh, okay.
And that will be an interesting ball game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Texaco's ranked number one, Eunice ranked number 2. Texaco's undefeated. Eunice lost one game to a larger New Mexico Military Institute school. So anyway, it's going to be an interesting week of baseball. The JV game is getting ready to begin. They're all out here warming up, and we're just kind of closing some things out. Very interesting day of baseball. Yesterday was interesting as well. Had a crazy storm blow through last night, so I spent about half the night up trying to fix my mom's roof. Her air conditioner, big, huge air conditioner unit, the wind just sucked it right off the roof, so she had a big hole looking at stars through her ceiling. And so we worked on that today. Appreciate those folks that helped us get that taken care of today. We're still working on some things. But anything else? Any thoughts, O?
Man, Zeke Benton had an amazing beginning 3 innings.
Yeah, those first 3 innings were real tough
really
for him.
Good. Yeah, he struck out about almost everyone he went up to, and the ones they didn't, Conager Pierce actually took care of them in second with his cannon.
You know, we've talked about it multiple times. Conager Pierce, when he's catching back there, I don't know when these coaches, I don't know if baseball coaches don't talk like other sports coaches do, but it seems like they would figure out that when Conager Pierce is catching, you don't steal bases. The only bases I've seen anybody steal on him all year are on pass balls. But if the ball hits his catcher's mitt, I have yet to see a player get to a base without him gunning them out. And so, but everybody continues to try him, and he continues to gun them out at bases. So a great game by him again. Not only did he gun some folks out from the catching side, then he steps up on the mound and finishes off the Wildcats. Eunice picks up another win here. Once again, we'll have Dexter on Saturday, a doubleheader over in Dexter. Should be interesting. The Eunice Cardinal track teams will run on Thursday here in Eunice. And, Ovi here, who's sitting beside us, have already qualified in 5 events for the state track meet. And I'll probably get a whooping if I get home if I don't mention Chloe has already qualified in 5 events for the state track meet as well. So in my house, we've got 10 events already qualified for in the state track. So it should be an interesting end of the school year. So I'm just glad everybody's back out here playing. So we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to this broadcast on the Noel Mark Broadcasting Network. Thank you to all of our sponsors who continue to make these games possible. We're getting ready to start the JV game. We will be out of here real short. or real shortly, if you guys want to come watch some baseball, come on out and watch the Lovington Wildcat JV face the Eunice Cardinal JV. So for Ovion Taveros, I'm Jimmy Jones. Thank you guys for another great day of Eunice Cardinal baseball. The 17-time state champion Eunice Cardinal baseball program is doing well again this year. So thank you, everyone, and good night.